episode that I did was the finals of the official year-long Big Bang Theory ping pong tournament. I just wondered what sort of how that has played into how the offstage relationships have helped inform your on-camera relationships.
I want to beat. Yeah, we want to beat each other up.
It's actually very competitive.
Yeah, it's really competitive. You were talking to me about how your team was evilly disqualified and protest.
Well, Chuck Lorre's daughter and I are teammates. Tweeble, she's nodding. Tweeble! We are awesome at wearing pink outfits, and we got disqualified because
for cheating.
No, we had
you did cheat.
Nikki sort of broke her arm, which was annoying. Kind of left me hanging. So they kicked us out of the tournament. This is really interesting for you. And so we petitioned, and we put petitions up and went around to be let back in, and we were let back in.
By cheating. No, you formed and you lost the game.
Yeah, you lost. And then you tried to come back in after you lost.
Oh yeah, that too.
She's rewriting history.
So ping pong actually does inform your on-camera personas, just not in the way I.
We used to be friends before you asked that question.
Remember that time I was at Comic-Con and I broke up with Cass? That's great. I'm like Yoko. I was unsure what I would ask you guys today, and I went to my blog because I thought it would be helpful to sort of crowdsource this. And a lot of people wanted to know from Chuck and Bill, who are some of your dream guests for guest stars? Wow. Well, sky's the limit.
Very, very low down on the list was Will Wheaton. Remember that time you explained to me who he loved? You don't know this guy.
I understand he's kind of a big deal.
Well, we've been so fortunate in people that we've been able to meet. Stanley, who Chuck worked with when Chuck began writing at Marvel Productions and worked on, what shows did you work on with?
Just move on.
Move on. Chuck is also the co-writer of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song. Stanley there, and so we had Stan on. Katie Sackhoff was
the immortal Professor Smoot, the Nobel Prize winner. Got a lot of tune in.
Summer Cloud.
the only thing geekier than the characters of the Big Bang Theory are the writers of Big Bang Theory.
Here.
That wasn't necessary.
I'm sorry. I appreciate it. It's giving me work.
Who's coming?
Oh, who's here?
I think we're okay with it, right?
Are people booked?
I think it's okay.
Oh, tell us. We want to know.
Yeah, please. I think we got Steve Wozniak.
Steve Wozniak. And we are talking to some other cool people who I guess we can't say until they're booked. But the thing is that we never say who would be a stunt cast that, for the sake of stunt casting, we think there are people we think are cool and we're fans of, and so that's who we go for.
You talked about some of the big nerds, right? Like getting a physics professor and some people like that. And I had a really interesting conversation with Steve Milaro about the wonderful creative tension in the writers' room between nerds and the normals. And I observed between the nerds and the normals.
Oh,
and
I'm with normals.
well, relative to nerds, I guess. And I observed when I was on the set that there's this great, it's almost like playing comedy operation, where you pluck a joke out of the little board there without making the guys' nose light up and kill everybody. And it makes the show really accessible to people like me and people like my wife who are just nerd adjacent. And
by definition, she's always nerd adjacent.
She is always nerd adjacent, that's right. And I just wondered if you could talk a little bit about about geeks doing geeky things to a network that may have been a little bit nervous about thinking, gosh, is that audience can actually be there for this show?
Well, first of all,
Where's Steve? And Lee Aronson, too. We're a couple of great writers.
Stand up. Steve Malaro, who's willing to share the details from his very, very sad geeky childhood on a regular basis, a part of what you watch every week. There was never a discussion that I recall, I'll turn to you, Chuck, about jumping to geeky or anything like that. CBS?
No, CBS was, they got it right away. They've been very supportive. And I'm not known for being really appreciative of that. CBS network executives, they've been terrific.
Some of my favorite jokes on the show are like Homo habilis discovering his opposable thumb says what? And, spherical chicken in a vacuum. And are these things that you ever worry? Like, do you have to go and explain to people like
Clearly
why
not.
that's funny? Well, listen, I hope the network executives won't listen, but the average nerd is a little bit more tuned into these things than executives are.
We presume an intelligent audience, so it's not, you just start out from that, and then let the chips fall.
I also asked on Twitter if people had any questions, and someone on Twitter called Kunal Nayar wanted to know, did you cast Kunal Nayar because of his good looks or because of his talent?
I did this. That's smooth. So, it's probably because of my good looks. He's clearly a brilliant comic actor. We're very fortunate to find him.
Simon, speaking of comedic actors, you have a great deal of improv and sketch comedy experience, both live in the theater and also on television. And
you guys like television? I've got around of applause.
And all of you are really terrific comedic actors. And I wondered, Simon, with improv experience, do you get to play on the set the same way that you would get to play in an improv show? Do you get to bring some of your own ideas? And if you don't, do you miss that?
Well, I write all my own lines. It's just sort of, there's usually a to-be-determined section whenever I speak. I have to be really schooled in physics, so it works out well. No, I trust the writers, these writers, all the writers on our show, and the actors so much. You know, I don't ever see any need to, you know, to do anything, to tweak anything. And you know, if we have ideas, I mean, we can all talk, but it's on the page, and yeah, it's you know, this is a different medium. I think it's very structured, and so no, I don't miss it because I'm never left out with my pants down, which would be funny. I think I pitched that, but no, you know, so I can't get my pants off once they put on the show. So yeah, it's an amazing group. Yeah.
A lot of readers on my blog want to know what the deal is with Howard's alien man.
I think it's top secret. I'm not, it's kind of this, it's a mystery. And when I say that it's top secret, it kind of means that I don't even know. But the